gonna build this cryptocurrency template. So let's see how we can just build it up in Tailwind CSS. So I have my basic project set up. So I have my main.styles included, so which has the complete Tailwind CSS. So first, before we get into anything, so let me grab the colors. So I'll just add this in the configuration file. Extend colors, just keep it as brand colors. So this will be the default color, and let me grab two more colors. So let's name it icon color and this button color. Button. So I think we are good with colors, so let's hop in. So before getting anything, so let me just do a quick rebuild of my Tailwind CSS. So now it's cool. So it's generated this color CSS for us. So let's add a class background hyphen brand, and let me go to the live. So now I can see the background color. So let's do a primary div container, and container, just for the sake, just give it a height of 40 just for testing. Background hyphen red. Okay, now it's okay. So I want it to be center aligned, so just make mx auto so it will be aligned centrally. So, and I would like to give a padding of px of like 2 would be fine. Okay, now so let's start with this one with the navigation bar. So I'll just to create a section. We'll be removing these two colors and height. So section, just I'll go with nav. There will be no background, so no more classes. So I will just grab the logo over here, so copy as svg, that will be fine. So next thing is I want a div flex hyphen row, and then paste my svg. Let me check. Okay, now my logo is here. So I just like to add padding for my navigation class. py hyphen 2 would be great, I think. No, a bit more. 4. Okay, 4 brightness max thing. We'll see if we needed any more. Then like to make it flex and justify space between, because we are getting this menu to the other side, so I want these to be in a single div and these all in another div, so the space will be in between of them. So now I just need to bring up the title of here, and I just want ph1 CRYPTO crypto, and the class text hyphen excel and px hyphen 2 text hyphen white. So instead of just declaring text hyphen white here, I just rather declare it over here. So my complete my and just want it to be centered, so justify center. Okay, so I think my auto did the trick, so I can let it be. So now my text is here, so let's make it a bit bold and transform it to the uppercase. Okay, now it's look far better. So now let's add these menu items to the other side. So inside the navbar I'd create another div, flex hyphen row, justify center, my hyphen auto. So now let's add an anchor tag. Href will be hash, and then it will be products. So first let's build a single, first let's style the single one, then we can just simply go on adding the others. So I'd like to add some paddings. So class px-2, that would be much necessary. So let me clone this, futures, FEATURES futures. So the padding between is not that much good, so I would like to add some space hyphen x hyphen 2, hyphen 4. Okay, this works, 4 works. So now I would like to clone 3 more, 2 more features, and then about and contact, and then I would like to bring up the login. So now all our items are in place. If you see, we have these two in separate divs, so let's get that done. So let's take this complete div and place it in flex hyphen row, justify center, and let's get this out of this div. So I would just like to clone this, and this one will be login, and instead of space hyphen 4 I'd go for 6. Okay, not here, space hyphen x hyphen 6, so that would bring more space in between those two. So 8. Okay, that brought more space between these two. Now I need a horizontal line, so I'll just use div with width of 0.5 and height of 4 with background of gray is 500. Okay, okay, now the height looks okay, but the width is much more. So gray hyphen 300, gray hyphen 700 with an opacity of 50. Okay, this looks nice, awesome, I think. And I'd just like to reduce the height a bit. Instead of 4, I think I'd go for 6. So that looks better. So now just let get our button done. So I'm gonna copy this one and just register, and the px will be same, and the py will be added, and now background hyphen brand hyphen button. So we have our button color. So we'll check, so we'll try to fix the alignment once we are done with this. So next thing, button, and it's rounded hyphen full, and I want px to be more, my x padding will be more than the y padding, so I'd go for 6. So now this button looks really nice. So now these two are misaligned. Let's try to get those into unaligned. So now they are aligned correctly, so everything is aligned correctly. So the fonts might be little off because the font used over here is different from font used over here. So right now I'm not changing any font thing. So I would like to give more padding on the top. So let's get to the navigation bar and okay, let's get to the nav bar, and here instead of padding by 4, I would like to make it 12. Okay, this looks more nice than the above. So now let's just start designing the second section. So I just minimize this one. So below it, start a div, flex hyphen row, because these are side by side. So I want this complete thing into a div and this one into another div. So I just took flex row and justify them to justify between. So I want them to be aligned, stretch, like the space should be in between of them. So now let me grab this image, copy as svg. Now let me create two divs inside this. So this is a bigger one. Usually we have to just so this looks nice. Now let's start designing this section. So first thing, we would like to design this one. So let's start with a div inside this one. So let me give flex hyphen call. So I want it to be in a column. So inside this div, background hyphen gray hyphen. So I'd like to go with 400 with some another div with background hyphen white, text hyphen black, 75%. So let's just for the A and E hyphen 1. So I just want to check the background gray. So instead of padding, I have to go with margins, so the gray background will be visible. So instead of this, I think I can go with background hyphen gray hyphen 300. I'm not sure that's sufficient to work or not. Okay, so it's not that good. So let's pull up the background color of it. So it's white with an opacity of 10. So let's go with background white, opacity of 30%. Oh, I think we need more opacity, 20. But these opacity will be applied to the content also. So let's test it once. So I want more text. So yeah. Okay, this opacity has been applied to the complete child. So let's get that color and have it. So here the color is white with 10% opacity. So the opacity codes for I think, I'm not sure. Let's go Google opacity hex. Okay, so the opacity code for is 1A. So let me just run the build once. Now I'm just got bg brand iPhone white 10. So now I just got some, I think the opacity is very less, so let's get the opacity of 20. Let's get opacity of 20%. So let me just remove this opacity once. Oh, now it looks very fine with that color. So I want them to be, so I want those to be in line, and then justify center, item center. Okay, now padding. We will just look after the padding later. So now, so the content is 75% say with bold and background white. Say font type semi bold. Go with semi bold, and it's fully rounded. px-full and rounded full. px-4 is too much. Let's go with 2. Okay, that's look fine. Okay, that's look nice, but I need this content to be in the center. So let's first get the content ready, then we see how to center those. So the next content will be for the Black Friday weekend. So I want my px to be 2, and I want this one to be rounded full. So instead of this to be rounded full, I want my complete parent to be rounded full. So now I'll just get the complete rounded over there. So I think it's look awesome. I think it looks similar, except the fonts. Now let's get this content, major content. So after this, here let's column. So I want an h1. So this, and I'd like to add few more classes for this. So first class would be text hyphen 4xl, and then font hyphen bold, then padding top hyphen 4. Okay, this one is going far. Let's just wrap it in a div. Okay, now it's look kinda good. So 4xl is far less. Let's go for 7xl. Okay, this is far nice. And I would like to have some padding on right to be like 8. Instead of padding right, I just go with margin right 12. Okay. I haven't seen much deflection. So right now we are just focusing on the web, so we'll see for the mobile later. Okay, so that's good. Now let's get the bottom content. So I'll go with some p tag and some classes. Text hyphen xl, font would be normal, padding top hyphen 8, so it will take more space. And also like to use padding top 8 over here, so it will take the enough room, it will have enough room for it. Okay, so and this one I'd like to have margin right. So whenever it's in MD greater than MD, I want to have a margin right of like 48. Okay, got this one here. And more 64 would be great. And I want the font color should be a bit of gray, so text hyphen gray 600. It's too much of gray, so instead I'll just add an opacity of 70%. Wow, that will look more nice. And I'll just remove this adding. So instead of just giving it margins, I would like to give it a width. When we are in MD, width hyphen 40, 60, 72, more 80, anything in 80. Okay, 80 still, anything with 90, 96, more would be good. Okay, instead of that, W hyphen 1/2. Oh, this looks really nice. Okay, but this will be only work when we are in MD, so we need to be more sure to reset those once we get to the lower resolutions. So now let's get this button done. So I'll just quickly grab the top button. So I'll just go here and grab my register button. So I'll just paste it over here and then span. I will just get this little arrow thing copied in my SVG and just paste it over here. Okay. So I want fill to be current color, and I want this text to be, okay, I want this to be text hyphen brand hyphen icon, no button. I'm not sure where it is, where the icon is. Okay, it's somewhere over here. So I'd just like to give it a background bg hyphen white, and to this one I want inline flags. Okay, now it's look far better. Justify center, item center. I'd like to give it an height of 12, width of 12, and text hyphen center, flags, justify center, item center. So it will be okay now. Just take this in a div. Div is a kind of reset for everything. So now it's far good. Now I want this to be rounded fully. Rounded hyphen full. So okay, now it's look far more similar, but I need this to be height to be more lesser. Okay, height was fine, but the size of this one, text hyphen sm, that should make the trick. So let's just try the trick over here. Font hyphen size, font hyphen size 12 pixel. No, it's not working. It's not working, so let's just increase the height